So, what do you call a fish in a bow tie? Sophisticated. So Jake has once again left us unsupervised on the channel and has let me do the gold vendor slash furnishing vendor review. Now, my takes may be terrible. They are not Jake's views. All views are my own. Do not criticize Jake for what I say. And I also apologize if, obviously, when we get to the golden vendor, I say something's terrible and it's the best slot. You know, I'll try my best. So first thing we're going to look at is the luxury vendor. The first one we have is the Eleanor maple tree type thing. So it looks kind of, you know, you can probably use this if you have an Eleanor style house. It's a tree. It's smaller than slightly larger red tree. This one's a little more cool with the longer what's it called? Trunk, longer trunk. It's got more leaves. Okay. We've got Eleanor maple purple. Okay. So again, slightly different color, but still quite a small little tree. Then we have a red version. Red version, you know, it's red. We've got the really, really big Eleanor maple, I don't know the word, the sinuses. So we've got this little tree. It looks actually kind of cool. You probably make some nice like elven stuff with this. I'm zooming in, spinning it quite a lot, but what can we do? Okay, it's 2 in the morning for me. Okay, leave me be. We've got the Eleanor windmill decorative. Now, I don't know what you're going to do with this. You know, it's 250k that I wouldn't spend on a windmill. Okay, I mean, I think it's a pretty niche build where you need a windmill in your house. I don't see the use case for this unless you've played Baldur's Gate and you want to kind of like strap one of those little zombie guys or something to the bottom of this and make a little nod to it. You know, that'd be kind of funny. But I mean, 250k windmill is probably not for me. We then had this bush. Okay, bush, very nice. If you want, I guess, bush in your garden, you can buy this. We then have long blue green flower pointy thing. Very nice, very cool. I wouldn't buy it. I don't know what it's for. Well, it's not going to my house. Okay, but I'm sure you guys can find a use for it. Then we have high elf wine pots. Okay, so we can see there's some fire. If we press the button, we can have no fire. But we like fire. Again, and you know, you can maybe use this in your kitchen, probably a bit more of a common item, but doesn't look too good to me. So you'll notice I'm actually using my first add-on that I've actually used since they came out because I'm a bit behind the times. But you can see here, you know, for example, the Eleanor maple tree. I don't know how to pronounce that word, so I'm just going to keep referring to it as tree, aka the smaller one. You can see it's 4,000 gold, and the average price is 14,555. Now, although at the moment it is now worth 4,000 gold because everyone has access to it and it's very easy to get, and why would they pay you 14,000 if they can get it for 4? In 3 days this will all change again, and you know, the prices can go slightly back up. What I would say is that it won't go up to 14,000 for a while, but it's just an indication if you held this for 3 to 6 months, what the prices would be. Okay, so flicking through here, there's nothing amazing that you can really buy and hold on to. I would maybe say if you had some spare cash and you like investing and taking risks, maybe like buy 10 of each of the trees. Okay, because if you're kind of looking to get maybe 4 times your investment on these trees, this first one, not the second one, and these next two. In terms of this big tree, you can kind of double your money on it potentially, but you have to wait a while, and 15k is quite a lot to invest. I think the 4k investment's much more palatable, especially if you don't have a lot of gold about your name. The windmill, again, like it's not even worth that much. So obviously wasn't a great seller. Obviously people are just trying to dump it for slightly more to get their tax back on top of, you know, what they had paid for it. I personally wouldn't pay 285k for this because, you know, like, and also like I think maybe one person in the world would, so maybe that's why it's not selling so well. So I wouldn't invest in this personally if you're trying to make money from it. I think it's just like if you want this in your house, buy it. This little bush is okay. Again, it's kind of like a 4 times investment if you're willing to wait for a little while. But again, how frequently these things sell, how quickly they will sell, you know, you maybe even lose more in trader fees eventually by listing it so much that no one buys it. So keep all those things in mind. This one has no data. Okay, this flower sturdy. So I haven't seen it before. It probably has been out before. I just don't pay attention to this trader very much unless Jake specifically is absent. So yeah, this one potentially worth your investment. I mean, 2,500. You can pretty much buy 10 of these for 25k. Let them sit. Yeah. Then we have the high elf wine pot. So for me, again, like if you look at the price, it's really not worth investing in. I don't think it's very pretty to buy personally, but up to you guys. So if you don't know how to get these add-ons, basically long story short, press pause, go to options, go to add-ons, go to browse, look in here, and if you want to get the add-on I'm using for the pricing, it is this one here. Okay, so now we're going to go over the golden vendor, everything it has to offer, what you should buy, what you shouldn't buy, what I think's good, what I think sucks, and again, just to, you know, just to put it out there, you know, you can form your own opinions also, but this is what I think, okay? And what I think might not be correct. Okay, so looking at the golden vendor, then the first item we have here is Dark Bray's ring. So looking at the 2-piece, it is 129 magic of recovery, 3-piece 129 stamina recovery, the 4-piece reduces the radius you can be detected while sneaking by 2 meters and reduce the cost of sneak by 10%. And the 5-piece then is while you are crouching and not bracing, you restore 670 magic and stamina and heal for 683 every second. That likely scales with your stats. I'm just not wearing the most amazing gear to make that min-maxed. In my opinion, this is probably not a great set, so this is kind of something you could maybe utilize in some kind of like roleplay setting for like a thief or something like that. But I don't think it's anything that's going to be really helpful in combat, just because 9 times out of 10 you don't really get the chance to sit there and crouch and heal up. You know, people are going to be standing on your head and jumping on you with Dragon Leap and stunning you and things like that. And yeah, the sneak thing doesn't really help very much. I personally wouldn't utilize it. I would go for a set that gives you more damage or more of anything than what this is giving you. Personally, that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's the case, and I would probably give this one a miss. So next one then is the Ring of Radiant Bastion. So the 2-piece for this is 1206 maximum health, 129 weapon and spell damage for the 3-piece. The 4-piece is 1206 maximum health again. And the bonus is to deal 10% of all direct damage done to you back to the attacker, up to 4,250. So for me, I think that because it's only direct damage is going to get reflected and that it's only capped at 4,250, people are going to be able to kind of passively heal through that. They're going to be able to deal with it, okay? I feel like if it was all damage reflected back at 10% and there was maybe a higher cap, it could be really, really good. It could be something you could use as a combo, as in, you know, they're going to hit you with their ult, so you're definitely going to hit the max amount, and then you can combo into that. It could be good in that aspect, but I think because it's direct damage only, that it's, you know, you're going to get more utility from any other set, so probably wouldn't utilize this one either. But, you know, probably are some niche builds where you're trying to go for like counter KOs, you could maybe try and use it. So the Ring of Ursus, I think that's how it's said, apologies if it's not. Yeah, you get 1206 maximum health, you get 4% of healing taken, so 4% additional healing. You get 1206 maximum health for your 4-piece, and your 5-piece is whenever you take damage while under 50% health, which most of the time you want to try not to be, you can summon the Spirit of Ursus for 6 seconds at a random group member, and you, the group member, can activate this energy to grant a shield that protects you for up to 6 group members in a 28-meter radius for 6,983 damage. I'm not too sure if that changes based on stats. That's what we have right here for 6 seconds. So this can occur every 10 seconds. In my opinion, this is not an amazing set. Again, there's so many other sets that are just quite a lot better than it. You can utilize for both PvP and PvE. Obviously, it's a PvP vendor today, but I personally wouldn't be grabbing that one either. I just think there's so many other sets that do so much more for you that you wouldn't really be needing to use this one at any point. And the last set we have here then is the Sword Dancer's Ring. Okay, so the 2-piece for this is 657 critical chance. Your 3-piece is 1096 maximum stamina. 4-piece is 129 weapon and spell damage, and the 5-piece is that it adds 600 weapon and spell damage to your dual wield abilities. Now, this set would be really good if you were, you know, utilizing your dual wield abilities, but most of the time you kind of need to think about your entire kit, all of your abilities, you know, everything from everywhere. And because it's only boosting your dual wield abilities, I just don't believe you're going to have enough damage and capability to make this work in a PvP setting. It is also going to be pretty worthless in PvE, in my opinion. So I would probably skip over this set, which means basically I'm kind of recommending you guys to not buy any of these things this week and keep your AP/gold. But if you don't have the monster set, Selene's arm's actually pretty good. So what this one will do is it gives you a base of 124 weapon and spell damage, which is always nice for any PvP build. And essentially what will happen here is whenever you deal martial damage, you can call the primal spirit out, aka the big ass bear, and it will maul the closest enemy in front of you and deal around 6,654 physical damage. And this is really, really good for KOing people if you can get them to stand in front of you. Now, a lot of the time people are savvy and they kind of know how to dodge roll and avoid this damage, but if you can manage to stun them and then also proc this, it's a nice additional big hit. Really helps you KO, so I do recommend buying this if you don't already have it. So we don't have Slime Crawl in the shop, so this gives you crit chance as the 1-piece. The 2-piece gives you even more crit chance, and you also get Minor Berserk at all times, increasing your damage done by 5%. I think this is really, really good. This used to be best in slot for PvE anyway, and it is pretty good for PvP for the 1-piece if you wanted to boost your crit. So I would definitely recommend picking this up if you don't have it already. So yeah, my recommendation then would be basically just grab both of these shoulder pieces if you have the AP spare and you want them in these particular traits, or you can use your Undaunted keys, but Undaunted keys are quite irritating to farm, to be honest with you, and you can just end up not getting the thing you want. So definitely recommend picking these up if you need them. And yeah, in terms of all the gold jewelry, I just don't think anything here is worth picking up. You know, everything's kind of okay, and I'm sure it can maybe work in some niche builds, but nothing meta, nothing amazing, nothing I would say to particularly buy. So if I'm wrong about that, feel free to leave it in the comments. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Jake will be back soon. He's just in Germany at the ESO event. I'm sure he'll have a video or a vlog or a stream or something about this whenever he gets back, or even while he's there. So keep an eye out for that one. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. If you liked it, remember to leave a like, subscribe to Jake's channel, and if you've done mine, go over to my channel. That'll be appreciated. Thank you very much.
Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jakeclips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.